Last night, talking about the economy. I want to bring in Linda McMahon now, former SBA administrator, chair of the America First PAC. How you doing? Nice to see you again, Linda, and welcome back to our program.
Thanks, Bill. It's good to be here this morning.
You come back anytime because, you know, the economy issue is going to be with us for the next 15 months as we go forward in this campaign. How do you think you made the case last night? You heard the one line, 3 words, jobs, jobs, jobs. Go ahead.
Well, actually, jobs and small businesses are the backbone of this economy. And when I was administrator for SBA and clearly going all around the country and meeting with small businesses who were creating these jobs, they were thanking the president for tax cuts, for regulatory rollbacks, because it works. I mean, the evidence is plain. When you can have 6 million more jobs in the short time this president has been in office and see the prosperity and the economic growth we've had, growth in wages, lowest unemployment. I mean, you know, when the president talked to African Americans when he was running and he said, take a chance on me. And look what happened. The lowest unemployment in history for African Americans, for Hispanics, and for Asians. And as he said last night, he's working on women. It's only a record for 72 years, but he's going to get there.
Well, yeah, I guess you
it's
have
great
to
have that economic growth.
You have to keep it going. And it's an economic question, but it's a political question as well. Where do you see the headwinds today?
Well, the only headwinds I see is if we don't re-elect Donald Trump as the President of the United States. Why wouldn't we want to keep this economy going the way that it's going? Industry is investing in our country. Manufacturing is back. We're hiring more people. The biggest issue that we have right now is finding enough qualified workers for the jobs that we have to fill. And so businesses are offering apprenticeships and internships to train or retrain workers that are moving in different directions. So the economy's got such strong underpinning and sound footing.
Okay. There is going to be a vote in the House today to raise the minimum wage to $15. At what point could you support that?
Well, Bill, you know, a minimum wage of $15 means different things in different states around the country. I can attest to being on the ground and being in small businesses who would tell me, look, a $10 minimum wage would put some of them out of business. A $15 minimum wage would kind of make it impossible for many businesses to even start. $15 minimum wage in New York is clearly different than it would be in Iowa. We have the opportunity for states and for markets to adjust to wages. You know, and when you think about it, when you hire a worker, it costs money to acquire that worker, to train them. Employers want to keep workers on the job. It is better to keep workers, have them be promoted as they learn more and expand in their business, but they're going to pay the best wages they can. I have found that to be true in almost all businesses that I talk to.
I know you don't support that, but here's what the CBO says. Boost wages of 1.7 million workers. That's no small matter. Lift 1.3 million out of poverty, up to 3.7. That's not good. Could lose their jobs. Analyze that, Linda.
Well, I've seen small businesses who would tell me, and large businesses too, but especially small businesses that, as I'll repeat, are the backbone of our economy. You will put people out of jobs because the business may not be able to grow. You might not be able to pass on that cost to the customer. So you'll lay off a worker or you'll reduce workers' hours. The greatest way to lift people out of poverty is to provide them with a job. And I think that's what this president is doing by his policies.
Well, I know what you said at the outset. You go ahead and re-elect the president. I understand the position you're coming from. Just 30 seconds left here. But the Dow's cooking. The S&P is at all-time highs. Do you ever get the sense that we're running too hot?
Well, isn't it a nice position to be in?
I agree. I agree. I'm just wondering how you keep that fire lit. Go ahead.
I think you keep the fire lit by continuing to incentivize business to grow. And if you start putting impediments for business to grow, for our economy to grow, if you start going towards socialism instead of capitalism, if you start taking away the things that have made this country so great, and that's why it's so scary to me when I hear some of the policies that are being offered by Democrats who are running for Congress, that we want to go more and more to socialism, free Medicare for all. I mean, we just have to look at how impossible that would be for our country. You can either you know, be for this strong economy and continuing to grow, or you can just start knocking the chocks out from under it by those kind of policies.
That's the debate on policy that will continue to go on, as you know. Linda McMahon, nice to see you again. Thank you for your time from Washington. Thanks.
Thanks, Bill.